Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. We have so much news to talk about this bidding war. There's now a bidding war going on for Manchester United. First of all, let's talk about what the Glazers have said. They've said there's going to be a deadline, which has been set for February the 1st, 13th, 17th, which is next Friday, which means you have to put all your bids in. We've got five major bids. According to Martin Ziegler of the Financial Times, he has said there have been five bids put in: a Qatari bid, a Saudi Arabia bid, um, an American bid. Jim Radcliffe has put in a bid, and the Dubai have put in a bid. So the forefront is the Qatari group. The Qatari group are QSI, who own PSG. They want to buy Man United, but from UEFA rules, you can't have an owner owning two teams that are in the same competition. So that's fine. So QSI, Qatari Sports Investment, own PSG. Then there's another one called QIA from Qatari who want to buy Man United. And that is being led by a guy called Sheikh Tamim Al Tahami. He is the one leading that. I'll give his name again. Sheikh Tamim Al Tami is from the QAI Qatari group, and he's leading the bid to buy Manchester United. They have the people from Dubai, people from Saudi Arabia. You have Jim Radcliffe. The Jim Radcliffe one is quite concerning. A lot of Man United fans asking. Bloomberg analysis have said um, Jim Radcliffe is worth 13 billion. 13 billion. But can he buy it by himself, or he's going to use a consortium? Apparently, he's working with a group called INEOS, and they are working side by side with Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. They're working on something called the debt finance, which means the debt United have will be absorbed by INEOS. Then Man United can own, INEOS will own that debt, and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs will make the funds available to buy Manchester United. But a lot of United fans are like, that doesn't sound a bit, it looks too much of debt. And before, what Man United fans want to know that the debt of 800 million on the club would need to be removed when an owner takes over this club, which the Glazers have placed on this club since over 17 years. So with that debt removed, it gives United a more free reign to buy and purchase things, and it could actually run on its own revenue. So we've come up to say February 17th is the deadline. All bids need to be in by February the 17th. Jim Radcliffe is working with Ineos Group. Ineos Group are getting advice from JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. They're going to use what you call the debt finance model, which means they can squeeze that debt into Ineos. Ineos will own that debt of 800 million and finance the deal to buy Man United, which is worth actually 4 billion, 4.2 billion. Apparently, the price of Man United has been jacked up a bit. It's actually worth, Man United is actually worth 4.2 billion pounds. Um, in another aspect, with the deadlines for February the 17th, the Qatari are leading the race. Jim Radcliffe and his consortium, the Ineos Group, can get this. They can if they want. He's a United fan. Do Man United fans want a United fan who knows the club, who knows football, or a country who just wants to be known and interested in the game? The last World Cup was held in Qatar. Now owning a global brand of Manchester United will even elevate the status even more. So I mean, so that would be good for Qatari Sports Federation. But it's a lot, but over the days, we're going to keep talking and giving you most updates on what's what in this bid that the deadline is set for February the 17th. Do you want Qatari owners? Do you want Jim Ratcliffe, who is a Manchester United lifelong fan, which means as a fan, you want your team to do well, right? Do you want the Qataris, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Americans, or Jim Ratcliffe, who's a British American, is a British fan, Man United fan, living in England, and wants his club to be back to where it should be? So he's working with the INEOS group, who are working with the debt finance, who will be advised by JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. They have the Qataris. You have QAI, led by Sheikh Tamim Al Tamai, as the forefront runners from the Qatari side, and they are prepared to move very fast. He said he's ready to buy Manchester United. We're talking he wants to put out 4 million straight up. Then there was also talk about a Saudi Arabia group coming out and saying they would buy 20% stake for 2 billion. What's the point in buying 2 billion stake in a club? You might as well just own it. So if you're buying 2 billion stake, you must add another 2 million and own the whole club. That don't make sense. But this was said, being by the Glazers trying to still hold and control power of this club. But after all said and done, I think it's come to the point that Glazers now have to sell because they've now put that deadline for all the bids to be in by February the 17th. So it's going to be a lot of bidding. Apparently, people like Murtoff, Arnold will all be out with the new owners will get them all out and bring their own people who will be proper sporting directors and better qualified staff. Because these bunch of clowns, they might not be there long. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'll give you the insight of where we are in terms of this um, takeover. The forefront runners are the Qatari group. I will say Jim Ratcliffe is second. They have the Saudis, you have the Dubai, you have an American group. But leading the rack is Sheikh Tamim Al Thani as the forefront from Qatari, running from Qatar, ready to buy Manchester United, which would be good. But there's a certain set of United fans who don't want ownership to the Middle East. It's some of his personal reasons, some of his religious reasons. So you can't please everybody in a world with so much competition, with such a competitive magnitude of money being invested into a club. You can't satisfy everyone. There are always going to be people who are not going to be satisfied. So I mean, some people don't want American owners. People said the Glazers have given that bitter taste in the mouth that why would you go on American? It doesn't mean all American owners are going to be bad, but don't forget to like, share, subscribe on all the social media platforms. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget, Man United's bidding war has just begun. It's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. Dun-dun. If you know the song, you know. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. But for me, it's goodbye, good night. Qatari are leading the race. Jim Ratcliffe is ready to buy Manchester United. Who will it be? I'll see you guys on the next one.